Yo, would imagine dolphin jousting?
You're listening to the Draft in Hand podcast with your hosts, Greg, Ian, and Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, GameStop stock is falling. What are we going to do now? The sky's falling. Guys, let me just check BlackBerry real quick. BlackBerry stock is up 5%.
Are you actually doing that right now?
At
Are we playing?
AMC.
Recording. I thought this was a joke.
AMC's up 3%.
Oh, shit.
Go to the moon.
I guess so.
Guys,
Not on this episode.
Draft in Hand podcast. I'm Greg. Welcome aboard. I'm here with Ian.
Don't take any of Greg's advice either.
And Mark. Yeah,
Don't-
take Mark's advice.
No, don't.
Take Mark's
take Reddit.
investing advice.
No, don't.
Oh my god. Guys, did
I
anyone out
invested
there?
my investment in the new Xbox game this week.
Yeah, that's your investment.
Mark invested in Microsoft
Yeah.
by virtue of purchasing a product of theirs.
Yeah.
Not BlackBerry, not AMC. GameStop. Did you have you bought anything from GameStop?
No.
No.
What's GameStop?
It's like
I'm kidding.
it's like EB Games.
It's where you buy
Yeah,
those
I
like
know.
Except it's
those like those like Nintendo doll thingies.
yeah. What are
Yeah,
those things called with the
that's the only
tiny
thing
heads
that-
and stuff?
I don't know what those things. I forget what they're
Pop
called.
something.
Yeah,
That's the only thing they're
basically the only thing you can
used
buy
for
there.
anymore.
And shirts and
Oh yeah, they're good for like merch, I guess. But everyone just buys or downloads their games now.
yeah.
So those hedge fund guys are winning big time.
Yeah, well, they do have all the money.
Well, I don't think they can really. Can they ever lose? I mean, they're just going to go to the. Apparently, some of them went to the government to complain. Hey, bail us out of the bets that we went wrong.
Fuck them.
Like what? What? You're.
They're allowed to do that?
I don't. I guess so.
They're just a little.
Well-
they're like, we're getting bullied now. We don't like it.
Yeah, these guys aren't allowed to play
Give
at
me
our
my
games.
$600 stimulus check.
Except it's more like $6 billion for a hedge fund, and they'll be like, "Well, I guess so." Okay. Okay, guys. That was a pretty wild week though. Like I know that it's being framed as the little guys coming back at the big
It was good to
corporations.
watch while I was waiting for my Xbox. It gave me something to entertain myself during the day.
It was
I was like,
entertaining.
ooh, look at this line go up and down.
I didn't even know it was
Mostly
like
up.
they were.
Stonks.
Yeah, well, I didn't know they were betting against like the hedge fund shorting GameStop. So I was just like, oh, that's cool. They just raised the price of the stock for no reason. And it's just like, no, they did it to fuck someone. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Even
that's cool.
cooler.
Yeah. So the giant hedge funds were essentially shorting the stock, essentially betting that GameStop would go down, and the people on Reddit were banded together and said nope. And then as the people on Reddit purchased stock, the price went up. It kept going up, which then caused the people that shorted the stock, the hedge funds that shorted the stock, to have to buy them and fill those shorts. And it was like pouring jet fuel on a wildfire.
And the longer it stays up, the more those people got to pay.
So do you guys actually
basically.
remember your last thing you've bought at an EB or a GameStop?
Oh, I remember. Pickering Town Center. I've walked into EB whenever I'm at Pickering Town Center.
You still just walk in
I
there.
walk in just to see what's up, but I can't remember the last thing I purchased at a. Well, EB Games and GameStop are very similar.
I'm trying. I think
I don't know if they're the
I
same
think
thing.
Dynasty Warriors was the last game I bought for like Xbox 360.
Burns, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't remember either.
it was probably your Xbox.
I want to say like one of my.
Which one?
The
Controllers.
Xbox One?
No, I bought that at the Source.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
It's just been so long since I've bought something from
From a
like
store. yeah. I'd probably say
What's
one
a
of my
store?
controllers. Mark, man.
Yeah.
So there's
There's only two
used to
stores
be
I go to now.
way
Beer
back.
store
And weed store.
Way back, there used to be this thing called a store. You had to enter, and then you had to make a transaction with somebody using real cash.
Oh, I never used real cash. I just used fake money.
Fake money. Oh, the plastic money.
Yeah, you think
The
about it
internet
later
money.
when you see it.
Internet money.
All
Well,
right.
that's fun.
What are we talking about?
Sports and whatnot.
We like sports.
Guys, this was a busy week. Okay, so first quick overview. I guess we'll do a little Super Bowl thing later on, and we'll do some little baseball later on. But we'll do hockey first today. I don't think we did hockey first this time.
Burnt that shit in my mouth eating soup like an hour ago. Fucking hurts.
Must have been some good soup.
It was so hot when I took I just.
What kind of soup did you make?
It was homemade soup, so it was frozen. So I just put it in the pot and then it was boiling, so I just dumped it into my soup bowl, and then like I basically ate it.
Dumped it right into your mouth.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that was a bad idea, but it was so good.
Rookie mistake.
I basically didn't taste my food for the rest of the thing, though.
Well, that's a waste of
I
good
had some
soup,
beef
then.
barley.
It was still good.
Oh, wow. Actually, I had soup too. I had soup too for lunch.
It's cold.
Tongue still burns.
Soup is good to have when it's cold out.
Brisk.
I think drinking hot tea is helping.
Speaking of cold. Speaking of colds.
Ice is cold.
Let's talk Ottawa Senators. No.
Yeah. Yeah, we were kind of boosting them last week. Let's just not.
Remember that time? Remember how I was like, Ottawa Senators are going to win 2 games against Vancouver this week? Like, half kiddingly, but like, hopefully, like, tongue-in-cheek, but also not so tongue-in-cheek, but then it didn't happen.
Yeah.
They've lost 8 in a row, or 6 in a row, and then 1 in overtime, and then another... They're bad.
Yeah. You know who's worse?
Tell me.
Detroit.
Oh, are they really?
At least Detroit are in their games.
They've lost like 4 in a row or something. 5 in a row, maybe.
We haven't talked about the Detroit Red Wings very much.
No,
Ian.
we don't have to.
So, but what's going on with them? Like
I don't know.
We talked about
They've
Ottawa
been
like
injured.
the past 5 episodes. Let's talk about Detroit for a minute.
They've been injured.
Who specifically was injured?
Like their whole second line was out at one point. Nemestikov,
Yep.
Robbie Fabry,
And Zadina?
and Philip Zadina.
Oh,
they were all out.
and he's supposed to be good. Zadina's got a.
Well, he was a first-round pick a couple
High
years
ceiling.
ago, so like
He should. Score
you're
some goals.
hoping he's gonna start coming and
Pan out a little more.
pan out at some point.
Pan.
But Nemestikov, I don't think actually missed a game. I think he was put on protocol, but says he's played all 10 games. I don't really watch them often. They play at weird times, or they're playing when the Leafs are playing, and I prefer to watch the Leafs. They're more entertaining.
They hurt your feelings less.
Yeah,
Ian's sitting with a Detroit Red Wing hat on
that's true.
all day, every day.
I don't even know if Zadina's played a game this year, but
In 10 games, the Detroit Red Wings
2-6-2, I think.
2-6-2. They have 20 goals for. They're only scoring 2 goals a game.
Damn.
They're averaging 3.5 goals against a game, so 35 goals against. That's a minus 15 goal differential, which is easily the worst in their the division, the Central Division.
The only thing they're good at is faceoffs by the look of it.
The only team
Hey, at
worse.
least you got the puck before a little bit before you give it up.
The only team worse in terms of goal differential are the Ottawa Senators at minus 22
Jesus Christ.
over 9 games. But the Central Division Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, well,
minus.
so Detroit's
15.
30th in the league in goals, 28th in the league in shots on goal.
Per game, right?
Yeah.
These are on per game.
Yeah, this
the
is average.
Okay.
Yeah, 26 for power play percentage, 27th for shooting percentage, but then they're 7th for face-off percentage.
Actually, so
That's pretty good.
yeah, good for them. They got it. Hey, they're doing something well. Always positive. That's a good idea, though. I think for especially early on in the season, because the games played are so all over the place for a lot of these teams, especially in that Central Division. You have to start looking at, and if this is a sort of a fantasy tip too, don't look at totals right now. Look at averages.
Yeah.
Because
Especially for fantasy.
it's well, but if it's anything, if you're looking at goals against, goals for, whatever, that's why we like save percentage, or that's why we like ERA, or pick another average across the sport.
Right
Averages
now,
are king right now.
Especially right now with COVID, like you get a guy that misses a week, you can't really sort by like last 14 days in points because they might have only played half of that.
2 games at 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
But
look
like
at the averages.
maybe in those 2 games they had 6 points. I don't know.
You got to do your maths.
Yeah.
Actually, it does it for you.
Yeah, it does it for you. You don't have to do anything.
Maths, guys.
Does it for you.
Yeah. They lost 2 games to Chicago, and then
Detroit
they just went
did.
downhill from there.
So,
Well,
but
yeah, they
Detroit,
lost to Chicago.
those
Can't
are
go
the
much further
two.
down than that.
No, those are the 2 teams that we thought would be fighting it out for the bottom. But you know who's right there with them? The Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck's
sakes!
Has the goaltending been what you hoped it would?
I don't.
Rene's
man,
not good.
he's been good for so long, but he's not really. He's not what he used to be. But at the same time, like I think this is last year of his contract, I believe.
I don't know.
So-
I don't like.
I think the Predators are going to be a little bit of mediocre. The only good thing going on in Nashville really is Roman Josi, and Ellis is pretty solid too. After that,
I heard they got pretty good country music too.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe some whiskey.
Yossi only
They
has
got
3
some things
points,
going
man.
On there, but
Yossi has 3 points. That's not like him at all.
no, everybody is underperforming in Nashville again. So there's either something's not right there again.
Like
and-
Arvidsson's 6 points, Forsberg's 6 points isn't bad, But then after that, like, you don't have anything else.
No. No. And I don't think Saros is not the savior.
His stats
That he was
aren't
made out to
terrible
be
though.
a few years ago.
Did they ever make him out to be that he was posting above average numbers, but the team
I
was
think
also
it was
playing
more
very
that,
well too.
Oh, he's another Finn. He's young, just like Pekka.
Nashville
Rinne.
can never screw this up because they
Nashville
have
can
2
never-
decades of goaltending. That's been phenomenal. Hey, if you want a good goaltender, trade for the Nashville Predators number 3 guy. He's bound to be excellent, and he has been actually for the past 2 decades, really. You know what? My sort of my long-term projection for Nashville. What was the name of that Russian goalie that they drafted? The losing his stick from the World Junior guy. You guys know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Askarov?
Askarov. I don't think Nashville will be relevant again until he's coming into
His own?
Let's hope he
Yeah.
can hold on to a hockey stick.
Well,
They have tape. They have hockey tape.
can-
I'm sure
are they
someone will
allowed to
create
use-
a blocker
That
that's
reminds me. I
a
started,
blocker hand that just wraps around the stick
Yeah.
that just sort of bends.
Are they
for
allowed to
him.
use pine tar?
Ooh, illegal
It reminds me,
substances?
before I came out, I
on their
just started
sticks.
watching the show Hardy Bucks on Netflix. It's like kind of like an Irish version of Trailer Park Boys, Mr. Letterkenny, kind of sorta.
Letterkenny Trailer Park Boys, but the Irish version.
Yeah. So the guy
What's
just
it called?
Hardy Bucks.
Oh my god.
So this guy's just like, he feels like, oh yeah, I started, he makes his own gym in his workout, and he has himself taped upside down doing like crunches, and he's like, I don't know how to get myself down, I'm stuck with the tape. And I'm like, how the fuck did he even get up there?
How did he tape himself up there to begin with?
how what?
I watched the first episode, it's pretty fucking funny.
Where's this on?
Netflix.
Oh, of course.
I just randomly clicked it. I was like, yo, this guy's got a funny accent.
Yes, that guy's got a funny.
I was like, oh, he sounds new. I was like, no, he's Irish.
Man, some of the rabbit holes Mark finds himself down on Netflix would blow your mind. Like,
Some of the shows are hilarious.
Hoops. What was that basketball one?
Hoops.
Oh my god.
Or Auntie Donna's.
Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun.
Fun. Yeah.
That was a good
Oh
one.
my. That's are they Australian?
Yeah.
Is it Australian?
Yeah,
right?
that's Aussie.
Yeah, so they have 6 episodes, Auntie Donna's.
Yeah.
6 episodes, and it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some of them are really funny. Some of them it feels a little forced. It's improv comedy. And who's it produced by? What's his name?
I don't even
From The
remember.
Hangover?
Is it?
Ed Helms is one of
Ed
them.
Helms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Egg Helms.
Egg Helms.
Yeah.
If anyone listening to this, like, what the fuck are you guys talking? Just Google Auntie Donna's, and it's a program. It's basically a sketch comedy trio.
Oh, I gotta watch that again.
And they basically got themselves like a mini series, kind of the same way Letterkenny got a mini series after.
Yeah, but they actually have a story. Auntie Donna's really don't.
No.
Auntie Donna's is just a fucking. It's weird. It's
I don't know
kinda
where they are
funny.
half the time.
It's Australian, but it's like you
It's
get it.
good.
It's not like Australian comedy's not that much different. We're not a comedy. What the fuck are we talking about?
All right.
All right, let's talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. What do you guys think about the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I thought they played pretty well the last couple of games. Matthew looks like he can't be touched on the ice.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
Indestructible.
He looks literally like invincible. He's just like, yeah, I got the puck. You can't touch me.
He's had a
Hurt.
couple snips.
Yeah.
He's had a couple. That shot from the top of the circle, low
Against
glove on
Markstrom?
Koskinen.
Oh, I thought the other one on Markstrom was nasty too.
The low glove on Koskinen. That was a perfect shot. 14 inches. 14 inches low glove is dope. And then the angle, I think he's run an angle on. That might have been Markstrom or
That was
Koskinen.
Koskinen.
The one against
Yeah.
Koskinen, that was last game, wasn't it?
I believe so. They're all blending together. There's so many goals.
Well,
He
you
just
can't.
scores so many. Marner passing him the puck helps a lot too.
Marner had a
Leafs
wide
power.
open net, and Koskinen reaches. Okay, shout out that wide open net that Marner missed. That Koskinen, incredible save by Koskinen. When you're with goalies in that position, though, I know he had so little time, but guys, shooters, just right along the ice because your glove is sticking up. You're anticipating something that's coming that high because that's sort of like the easy shooting height. If Marner just had to slide that along the ice, hindsight, it was.
I don't think
forced.
Marner.
I don't know if he knew it was.
Because he had a play. I think Marner's player was blocked. I think Marner just thought the net was wide open because I think his player was blocking his sight.
The
of that from
defenseman.
the goalie. Yeah,
The Edmonton defenseman
Yeah.
was sort of in between.
because his stick was past the defenseman, but I don't think Marner could see the net.
But what I wanted to talk about on that play specifically was the wicked pass by Wayne Simmonds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was
to
sick.
Marner.
Yeah. He's been playing good. I've liked him.
He's fucking healthy again.
You
Yeah.
talk about the fighting,
He
you
looks
talk
like
about the
Fly-
toughness,
well,
the
he does-
scrappiness. Guys,
He's not the same as like the Flyers Wayne, but he's like
he has
pretty
vision, man.
close to there,
He
yeah.
has some vision.
he doesn't have the
wheels.
wheels like
and
he had.
Eddie's a big guy in front of the net. Like a lot of those goals that Matthews have scored have been screened.
Ian, I bet he's a big guy when he's not in front of the net too.
Sometimes.
Oh, all right. He shrinks in size when he's not near the net.
Yeah. He gets a +2 to height in front of the net.
Oh, yeah. I got to get those
bonus
stats. Those bonus stats.
When he's around the crease area.
Yeah.
It's like JVR gets +5 to all hand skills.
And he gets exponentially worse everywhere else on the ice.
Yeah.
Wayne Simmonds, though, like that where he passed to Marner, it was so surprising just because he was in
I
the
think
wheelhouse.
Marner
He was in the
didn't
slot.
expect it.
Almost. No one expected. No, I don't even know if people are. From what I've seen, either online or heard from anywhere else about that play, no one was giving Wayne Simmonds any credit. Nobody was talking about the Wayne Simmonds pass like that. Yo, he could have just taken a huge slap shot and no one would have blamed him because he was point blank range. And he passes to Marner, who's got a wide open net, less a single oven mitt, which foiled all of our plans. Hey, so the game, was it Thursday when the Leafs won 4-3?
Against Edmonton?
Against Edmonton. And Edmonton tied it. The Leafs won the game late-ish. It always seemed as though that game
was
that the
the
Leafs
one
were
that I was pissed off.
bound
That
to
was,
win.
because those fucking refs were just like, hey, you touched McDavid. Hey, you touched Draisaitl.
Oh, they touched them?
No,
I thought they looked at them.
Well,
I just thought they looked at
Kerfoot
them
didn't even
wrong.
touch him and got a penalty on the one.
2 minutes for looking at shiny things.
Leafs were up 2-0. I think the Leafs were up 2-0.
Yes.
And the refs were just like, here, Edmonton, welcome back into the game. It's just like, you just literally
Edmonton needs to work on their power
Edmonton
play.
had no right to get those power plays either. Because
Gary called them. Gary said, hey guys, listen, they need some power play
This is
time.
an NBC special.
It looks like the fucking Pittsburgh bullshit. I don't want to even get started on.
Oh, just in terms of phantom
Yeah.
penalties. Okay.
6 straight penalties.
Against the Tirana Maple Leafs.
Yep.
On Thursday night.
Yep.
But it always seemed as though they were in that game. Like it always felt
the
as
Leafs
though
were
the
gonna
Leafs were
lose.
destined to win the
Yeah,
Thursday
they
one.
weren't going to lose.
No.
And then
No.
the
Not
only
the way
reason
Anderson was
Okay,
playing.
the only reason they lost in that other one in OT is you just gave McDavid a line. Like someone has to be on him. You can't just let him skate like that.
Well,
and Justin Hall's the only one back there, like a 3-on-1 basically.
It became a sprint between. Yeah, so that was Saturday overtime. And if you're going to give. Listen, Connor McDavid versus John
Anyone?
Tavares in a race is not close.
I think was it Tavares or Matthews?
Tavares has good edges and good, but like he's not fast.
speed, no.
He's not fast.
Like,
he does a lot of things really. You know what? Okay, so let's talk about John Tavares because I don't think we've really talked about John Tavares.
Yeah, he's having a great year too.
Thursday, he was looking unreal. There was a couple shifts where he turned the puck over right on the hash boards, right near
Dad strength, yo.
yeah, literally dad strength. And those are turnovers that you see Matthews and Marner take. It's stick lifts. It's just knocking a puck down. Shout out to Marner for knocking that like chest high puck down.
Oh, yeah, for that one goal?
Baseball.
Basically.
Get that garbage out of here.
But it wasn't even a bait. It was a bunt. It was a perfect bunt.
I remember one of the games. It was in the offensive zone. John Tavares had like 2 guys on him. Somehow came up with the puck.
Yes.
I think they scored on that one, or they had a really good chance. It might have been one of Nylander's goals.
And you could just tell when he starts turning the puck over down low. So Marner,
He gets it back.
Matthews, they love turning the puck over right around the other team's blue line.
Yeah.
Sort of within that 6 feet of the blue line. But Tavares' bread and butter is those turnovers, hash marks, and lower. And
Which
you
is
can
better.
tell he's feeling it. You can tell he's feeling it when that starts to happen. And I just thought Saturday, there's a couple times too many where the puck stopped at Tavares. I think he just had a little bit of a rough game on Saturday. Yeah. And from that perspective,
It's
just
allowed.
watching, absolutely. Hey, you're playing pretty good players,
He
guys.
still had 2 points.
Still had 2 points. But there's a couple times where, the puck stopped at him or he just turned the puck over. It's like, shit. Like, he just wasn't feeling it. And from that, I sort of felt like that the same way Thursday's game was the Leafs to lose, I thought Saturday's game was Edmonton's to lose. I just had that gut feeling just based on
McDavid's going to finally fucking do something.
See his
a
game
number
last
of
night?
factors. One of them's that. Yeah, so
McDavid's like, I'm going end-to-end today, boys.
okay, hold on. So you guys
Yeah,
want
he
to
did
talk
twice
about
in that
Yeah.
game.
First of all, guys, I think every episode we have to talk about Justin Hall.
Yeah, unreal.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's
Incredible.
Every game you watch him,
Yeah,
you just
friggin'
like
Tisa,
him.
I think he's a good 4-5. Yep, sounds good to me. It's like, God damn it, you guys don't watch hockey.
Now, I did think Justin Hall was a top 4 defenseman, but Mark convinced us that he would be, that the other 4 guys were locks. But I think I think he's sort of solidified himself a spot. And of course, hey, you can't predict the future. Back when we did that Leafs episode, but you know what? Hey, you know what I thought was interesting actually on that on the McDavid goal where McDavid basically burned the Leafs defenseman. McDavid picked Muzzin's side. He went around Muzzin
instead of Hall,
and Muzzin's like, "Come here," and missed.
Yeah. Well,
I tried to bear hug the air. It's exactly what Muzzin did to McDavid. He bear hugged the
Didn't
air.
go around Justin Hall. Went around Jake
It's like
Muzzin.
a ghost.
He's like a ghost. Yeah. Oh my
Just
God.
slipped through
McDavid
his
was
fingers.
just like, no, not you. There's this guy. This
pick
guy.
that guy.
I choose Muzzin.
I'm sure he does that, but he always does go down the right a lot on
Yes,
all
that's his
those as
preferred
well.
side. That's his preferred side. Yeah.
Or his right, but it would have been Leafs left.
Yeah. If you're the goaltender looking up, it's the left side. If
Yeah.
you're McDavid, it's the right side. That is the side of the ice he prefers. Hey, do you guys want to? I read a quick article. Are we getting done on the Leafs? Do you guys want to talk about any more Leafs? Anyone else you want to shout out? Hyman's playing good on the top line, but
Where's Sandin gonna play?
Sandin hasn't been in the lineup for a while. Lettinen,
He played okay.
he played okay. I think he's.
okay.
I wonder how
power
long
play
until he
point.
starts itching to really get into the lineup because he didn't come over playing. Basically, he was the
didn't come
best
over to sit on the
defenseman.
bench.
He was the best defenseman on Jokerit, which okay, cool. But you go from that to he's played what 2, 3. I don't know how many games he's played, but not many. And a few of them have been with 7 defensemen.
Oh,
in
we
the
could
lineup.
shout out Travis Boyd getting his first goal.
Boyd first goal and Lettinen first assist on that
Yeah.
shot that I think Hyman scored that one.
Didn't Brooks get his first goal earlier in the week, or was that last week?
No, I think that was last week.
Whatever. Yeah, so the last game, Lettinen had 922 on the ice, but 453 was power play.
But you know what? They brought him over. He was a power play specialist. He's a
And
power play
they're
quarterback.
using him.
So use him in that role.
But
Don't
right-
bring a guy over to do something he wasn't doing well before.
Like it's so hard to take away, especially how they're playing. You can't
Especially
really
how their power plays playing.
no, but just like in general, you can't like 5-on-5 even strength. He's not going to get a lot of ice time because you have Riley, Brody, Muzzin, and Hull, and they're playing great. Like
Yeah,
Brody's been
better.
unnoticeable, meaning he's good.
when you
he's-
don't notice defense,
Yeah, he hasn't been fucking up. He's been jumping up into the play. I think he's getting a little more confident out there.
If that Riley Brody pair, if you're only noticing Morgan Riley, that is a very good thing for Brody, and that's his job. And I think
Riley looked like he's galloping around like a horse again.
Yeah,
he's really starting to, isn't he? In the season, he's
With
sort
high
of
legs.
He sort of
Look, Riley's running on the ice.
he sort of felt like he was kind of stuck in the mud the first few games of the year.
yeah.
And that might have been Brody a little bit trying to feel it out. Like as much as everyone says, "Oh, they're professionals. They got to be in game thing right
but
away."
Whatever.
Okay, man, you try to
You
get
do
go
it.
get a new job. Hey, listen, guy saying that, go get a new job, and literally on the first day, 5 minutes in, hey, where's that presentation, bud? Oh, I don't even know where my desk is. I don't have a login yet. Hey, that presentation,
Yeah.
up to speed. Like it's kind of the same thing, except like
not.
people forget there's 2 teams on the ice, and defending. I know I sort of look at defending as you're trying hard. It's also systems, timing has a lot to do with it too, but offense is just creativity and speed never slumps. That's sort of a baseball saying, but these guys are going so fast now. It's hard to defend and put yourself into that system right away. And they're looking a lot better now than they did when they lost to
Oh
Ottawa.
yeah, 5 games ago, 6,
Yeah.
7 games ago.
And first in the division.
Yeah, that's okay, I guess. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's
Not good enough.
Hey, I found this. This article came out today. It's from Bar Down. Let me read it to you. It's a short one. It's on Draisaitl and McDavid.
Oh, they're good.
They have
At
more
the end.
combined points than a whole NHL team right now.
Oh, probably. That's
so
not surprising.
I'm just gonna skim through this, though we know it's really early. Blah blah blah. This is after they wrote this after the 8-5 win.
Where they both had 11 points between the two of them.
So the two sit atop the NHL points race right now with 22 points for McDavid and 21 for Draisaitl. To put into context how much that is just 11 games into their season, Mitch Marner and Nathan McKinnon are tied for the next spot on the list with 14 points. So McDavid and Draisaitl, 22-21. The next closest guys each have 14.
And McKinnon just got injured yesterday.
Yikes. While it's hard to compare teams so early in the season, especially with some clubs having played way fewer games, the Anaheim Ducks have a similar 10 games under their belt this season with a 3-5-2 record. And you know what they don't have though? As many points on their entire roster combined as Draisaitl and McDavid. The entire Ducks roster combined has 41 points.
That's not really surprising.
Getzlaf's 5 assists leads the team, while Draisaitl and McDavid have a total of 43. So that's part of the bar down article. I just thought that was pretty funny, and that is out of control. Those guys. So how many games has Edmonton played in right now?
It just sucks to have
10?
to play with Zach Cassian. Fuck.
11. They played 11 games.
11 games. So 11 games out of 56. They're 19% way through the schedule-ish. Let's call it 20. 22 points?
Yeah, they're on pace for over
110 point pace. For McDavid. Draisaitl, I'm sure would just be slightly less, but whatever.
Yeah, he's got 100, one less point.
Who had them at 100 points? Mark?
I think I had McDavid over 90.
We were predicting something.
Pretty close.
We were predicting something dumb, and we were just sitting here being dumb about it.
I might have said 100. I think I said a lot for McDavid, and I said he was going to have a lot more than McKinnon. I was always high on McDavid as opposed to you guys were higher on McKinnon.
Yeah, you called us dumb, I believe. I believe
Yeah.
you called us stupid. I took offense to that.
Yeah. Good.
Just remember, Ian had number 1 defenseman was Roman Josi. So just remember that. Just remember that. I think it's those stats themselves are out, like wild, and the fact that you're ahead of the next 2 guys in the league, Marner and McKinnon, are both pretty good hockey players. You're ahead of them by
What place is Edmonton
50%.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
That's the kicker.
Who
Edmonton's
else
in
is
fifth.
on that team?
They're not in a play. Oh, Nuge.
How's he doing?
He's doing okay.
He's doing okay.
What's he got? He's got 10
Dick
points and 11.
Treasury assist, boys.
Yeah.
Sure he is.
Oh, he's got 5 goals, 5 assists in 11 games.
That is
Nurse has got 8 points. Barry 7.
That is pretty
Yamamoto
telling.
7. But those are
Yeah.
guys that are playing with them.
Yamamoto, yeah, those guys are top line. Those guys are getting the helpers. But man,
Isn't Cahoon and Cassian both on those lines too, though? Because they only have 3 points, so that doesn't make
Cahoon
sense at all.
plays with Draisaitl. Yeah,
Cassian's so bad.
Cassian played. Hey, he scored a nice goal in tight on the Leafs, but like he's supposed to do that. That's his job.
Cassian smash.
He's one of those guys I love just laughing at out
Oh
there.
my god.
But
It's like
guys,
Lucic.
Mark, you're right, man. Edmonton Oilers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place. They're tied.
And they've played the most games by a lot.
Tied for the most.
We got 2 of the best players in the world that were wasting their careers.
Like Calgary's 3
Edmonton
points.
Oilers.
Calgary's 3 points behind, but they've played 4 less games. So in those 4 games,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah,
In those 4 games, they can
Edmonton
easily
shit.
get
the
4
Jets.
points
The Jets have 8 games played,
and
10
the same
points.
amount of points as Edmonton.
Oilers have 11 games played, 10 points.
Yeah.
Oh my
They're-
god.
And
Oilers are
Edmonton-
5 and 6. Yeah, you can
Edmonton
talk about how
Oilers-
good those 2 players are, but
Edmonton is just trash, man.
they also got Draisaitl got 6 points yesterday in
Yeah.
one game. That's
So did McDavid
cool.
got 5. Yeah, it was against Ottawa though.
Yeah, but you don't need that many in a game.
You do
Spread
if
it out.
They also gave up
Actually,
5
do
goals
if
to
was it
Ottawa.
8-5?
guys.
Check their plus minuses in that game. I think McDavid was a -1 yesterday.
Oh my god! Yeah, Ian's looking it up.
That'd be fun.
Ian's looking it up.
You get 5 points and you're a -1.
Guys, you need to score that many points if you're them. If you give up 5 goals, I know it's
But
it's
you're
score
100% right though.
Yeah,
If they don't score 8 goals,
He was a
they lose
-1.
that game.
McDavid was a -1.
With
Like
5 points.
if their power play was cold that day, they lose.
Ian, read out his line. Read out his stat line. This is from last night. This is from Sunday
Connor
night.
McDavid, 1 goal, 4 assists, -1, 5 shots on goals, 0 hits, 1 block, 1 power play goal, 3 power play assists. See, that's,
Okay.
4 of his points were on the power
Yeah, that's what
play.
I said. They
so.
have a cold power play. They fucking lose.
But they still
They-
haven't.
But they gave up 5 goals.
Figured
To
out their
I guess the
5 on
Leafs
5.
gave up 5 to Ottawa as well, I think.
Yeah.
But Edmonton also gave up 5 to Ottawa. But they won, but they still had to score 8. And you shouldn't need to score 8 to beat Ottawa.
No.
They didn't. They needed 6.
But that shit,
I suppose. You
that
just
shit,
needed 2
that
field
shit don't
goals.
fly in the playoffs, though.
It won't.
No, you're going to get
Well.
eaten apart.
By the Chicago Blackhawks, for example.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened. That did happen.
Who Mark picked to beat Edmonton very
Yeah,
confidently.
Mark, guys, I will give Mark credit. Mark picked the Chicago Blackhawks over the Edmonton Oilers in the play-in round of the 2020 bubble playoffs.
Confidently, too. Not like, I was like, yo.
However,
it's fucking Chicago. There's no
the person
way.
who ended up triumphant in the playoff pool was myself.
Yeah, but I still have a little bubble. You didn't have to burst it.
I don't know, man. $10 says I did. So okay. Is that enough with the Edmonton Oilers? Are we done with the Edmonton Oilers? Is there anything else?
I don't even want to talk about the. Let's just talk. We can talk about McDavid and Draisaitl. Let's just not.
Yeah,
talk
we
about
don't have
the
to
Oilers
talk
anymore.
about the rest of the team, really.
They got a couple. Like Yamamoto's been good. Yamamoto's been a nice surprise.
Koskinen's been terrible. I have him in fantasy, and his numbers have been brutal because they give up like 4 or 5 goals every game.
True. Well, hey, so there's some news in the. Well, okay, first of all, the trade that happened, the big trade, there's a trade, Winnipeg and Columbus. We talked about that.
Oh, the Line A.
Line A is scheduled to play tomorrow. We're recording this on the Monday, on the February the 1st, and he is due to play tomorrow in Columbus. So good for him. Hopefully he does well.
Who are they playing?
Cool. They're playing their opposition. Yep.
What team are they playing?
Man, I don't know.
Dallas.
Ooh.
Should be a decent game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did Dallas and Winnipeg have any history? I don't think they really did.
No.
Not that it really. Yeah. Not that he's the type of guy that really get into it. Regardless, that'd be kind of cool. So that's a game that I'll maybe flip back and forth between. Watch the Patrick Laine a little bit. Not a huge Patrick Laine fan, but I appreciate that he scores goals. He can score a lot of goals. He can do a lot of hockey.
So many games on that. That's probably one of the bottom ones on my list to watch.
Flyers play on Tuesday, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Everyone probably plays Tuesday. That's how the schedule works these days.
So it's interesting though that so you had 2 young players from the same draft. They've been in the league for 4 years. Dubois and Laine both request trades. Get trades, so they get their requests met. Now you have it's a fresh new week, and you got a couple other guys allegedly
Bennett
requesting trades. Now, I did see out of Calgary a report that the Calgary Flames deny that Sam Bennett has formally requested a trade, was the words that they used, and they chose very carefully. So I remember you did talk about Sam Bennett in our divisional episode a little bit when we were talking about the Calgary Flames. He's a top 5, I want to say 4th overall pick.
Yeah, he was up there
a few years ago. And he's sort of been stuck on the third line.
Made his way down to the bottom 6.
He is not really
But he hasn't shown much
upside.
He has shades of brilliance, but like that's about it.
I don't know if
run
it's
around
called
like
brilliance.
a wrecking ball and hit shit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's great. You need those guys.
Teams
but
do need that.
You really don't want a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick to be that guy. If you're getting that kind of guy with a really high pick like that, you're kind of wasting your pick. You want to go talent, man. I mean, hey, if he's in the lineup and contributing, sure, but.
Yeah, but at the time, though, he was the consensus pick there, so you can't blame them for taking him there. Any other team probably would have took him there.
Yeah, a lot of first round picks don't actually pan out.
Yeah.
Nail Yakupov.
So it seems like,
but I feel like there's going to be a lot more fucking people requesting trades now. It's like, I'm not having fun where I am. I want to go somewhere else.
Ian, that's what I'm getting to. So Montreal Canadiens as well. We talked with the Montreal Canadiens. We talked about the Montreal Canadiens' third line last week for like almost half the episode. Not actually.
Well, that was because Toffoli went off.
Yeah, they were doing well, but you know who we never mentioned, and I mentioned specifically some Montreal Canadiens defensemen. We never mentioned Victor Mete, who's been a healthy scratch.
Oh,
he's
I didn't know
also
that.
apparently requested a trade out of Montreal. So
Is it because Romanov took his spot or something?
And then yeah, you're right. Yes, he's a rookie. He basically bumped him down the depth chart, and Edmondson is they got him in the offseason.
Yeah. But Edmondson's been in the league for like years with St. Louis.
Both 100% true. But it still pushes Mete down the depth chart. Both push Mete down the depth chart.
The depth chart because he's not as good as the other ones, and the team had to upgrade on him.
You can still be upset about it.
Yeah, it's fine to be upset about it. So get better, kid.
Well, he's apparently requested a trade as well. So you have these 2 guys. So exactly what Ian was saying. That was sort of where I was getting with this. So you have these young players that are. Pick whatever word you want. Underachieving, not developing, whatever word you want to use.
Not getting ice time, so they're pissed off.
Benched, scratched, bleachers. So you get these young, these players, these younger players, they see these guys get their way, and I'm just wondering if we're going to see a little bit more of this.
What are you saying,
forwards.
Sam Bennett for Victor
know.
Mete?
Yeah,
right now?
that's what I'm saying. Straight up.
Maybe,
Does it matter if they fit into the systems? No, whatever.
Maybe teams will start withholding their younger players now from joining the league, so this shit doesn't happen.
Until there's a spot in the lineup.
Yeah.
For example.
As opposed to just pushing a rookie into the lineup instantly, and then you're forcing a contract on him.
So essentially, what you'll keep him in the minors. The same way the Leafs did with Marner, for example. They said, hey, you can
play another year in
no
London.
way Marner should not have been in the NHL that last year he played junior, but it just didn't make sense.
Or at least playing in the
it didn't make sense.
AHL
or the Marner.
half the team.
No, well, he couldn't because of he either had to play NHL or OHL. He
okay.
If he was European, he could have come over and played.
And
in the
that's like
AHL.
what Nylander was doing. He was just sitting on the Marlies.
Nylander did that. Sandin and Liljegren both did that as well. I think. Well, they still would be playing. I don't know if some AHL I believe is playing.
I thought I heard something. This was earlier in the month.
I heard the West some teams got fucked up for the proto-COVID or something. The San Diego Gulls.
Oh, okay.
Seagulls.
I heard they were supposed to start around February 5th.
I heard that there were guys for the Henderson team, Vegas's AHL team. There were like players behind the bench because their coaching staff was under COVID protocol.
That's jokes.
Well,
that's not funny. They have people with COVID, but it's kind of funny.
Puts them in a funny scenario.
Yeah.
So
it's like a pitcher pitching in baseball. Or a catcher, or like a fielder
position player, yeah.
Or player pitching in baseball.
Wasn't there a game when wasn't there a game? I wanted like with the Jays when Gibbons got tossed and the bench coach got tossed and like Russ Martin was the bench coach for like a game or something.
Why was he sat that game? So he just like stepped up.
I don't know.
I think I remember that.
Do you remember something like it was John Gibbons getting tucked out of a game early, and then
Gibby
the bench
gets tossed
coached,
a lot,
and then it became like Russ Martin's
team,
like for like kind of like the rest of the game.
I am the GM now.
I don't know if that you remember something of that, Mark.
I remember something like
something
that.
weird happening. Okay. Or it might have been like...
What are we talking about?
We're talking about young players wanting to get traded. So I'm just wondering... Now, there's two things
went
here.
On a tangent.
There's two things here. One is what Ian said, and are these young players that aren't slotted into the lineup, aren't getting what they want, essentially, are they going to start pushing teams and forcing the team's hand because they are valuable assets. All these young players are more valuable than ever with the cap and all that crap. And that's totally true. Are they going to start forcing these teams' hands more because they've seen these other players like Dubois and Laine, and I'm sure we can think of a few other, Roslovic even, other examples, they've gotten their way, essentially. And secondarily to that, I wonder how much of this has to do with all of the isolation and the COVID protocol, because these guys... When teams go on the road,
they're bored right now.
You know they go out, they do things. They'll go golfing, or they'll go to they'll go bowling, or they'll do fucking whatever.
Go to a bar.
Maybe they'll be at a bar, enter some sort of entertainment, or you know what? Some of them will be in their hotel room, but they'll just be playing like video games together.
Yeah,
they can't be in hotel rooms together anymore. So on the road, man,
you're bored.
It's not just bored, man, but it's day after day of being you're by yourself. It's lonely. There's no one with you.
Especially those athletic people, they just want to be doing something. They're not even being able to play on an AHL team.
A lot of those people are A-type. They need to be around
busy
and doing stuff. And well, part of being on a team is being on a team. And if you're not able to be with a team with your teammates, and especially if you have that negative seed in your mind, I'm not happy on the third line, or I'm not happy not like Victor Mete. I'm not happy not playing, or Lettinen.
Someone's talking to them, or they think they're better than what they are.
Or it's just
if you're not there, you're not there for a reason.
It's so powerful, and I've been on the road before. With different jobs I've had, and you sort of you're sitting in a hotel room by yourself, and it's like, man, what do I do? I practice is tomorrow morning. I have nothing to do until then, but I can't go anywhere but you can't because COVID protocol. You can't do any of that. You can't go out and walk around.
Order a 6-pack.
Smoke weed.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think they're allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's it. With people monitoring the hallways.
Well, you're allowed to go outside, I'm sure, but you can't go anywhere.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what the rules are, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that situation that they're put in, they're home on the road. It's so isolating that if there is that seed of doubt in your mind, if there is that negative thought in your mind, it can creep and consume you. And I'm just wondering how much that's affecting.
You're
these
expecting
guys.
you're going to see a lot more of those things. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not necessarily saying that I'd expect, or I'm just trying to understand the reason behind. I'm sort of wondering if we're going to see more of these, because we've seen a couple. Now we're seeing more like the next week. The D'Angelo stuff, that's totally different. That's a total different kettle of fish.
Well, Mark talked about this guy before. He was.
Yeah, what did you say about it, Mark?
He's a fucking Trump supporter, so I don't want to talk about him.
He
got his dues. He got what he was due.
So you have a buddy that watches the Rangers.
Yeah.
What did you say about the post-game press conference?
Oh,
with
it
Kreider?
looked like Kreider was pissed off, and his knuckles looked a little scuffed up, like he punched somebody in the face.
And he's like, and so your buddy watched the game, watches the Rangers, and he said Kreider did not get into a fight at all.
No, there's no fight in the game, but there's you can even look it up on Twitter and shit. Like it's all over.
Yeah,
Reddit
there's
the news.
stories coming out now.
Yeah.
Like,
But your buddy was basically like, why is his knuckle all like scraped up? Like he didn't get into a fight. Like what's going on?
He saw it late. Like he didn't notice it immediately, but he saw it later on the thing. Like look at
Yeah.
fans are like, oh look at his hand.
But yeah, people were putting two and two together.
Yeah, they put the story.
They're doing some math,
and then the news reporters come out with this potential stories and all that stuff. But it kind
Yeah.
of rates itself. And go according to what happened, the kid finally got his due, and I'm glad he's friggin' out of the league.
In quotation marks, he's still getting paid.
He's still getting paid, but I'm glad he's fucking not playing anymore.
Yeah. But again, that's a different situation than the ones we're talking about.
Oh yeah, completely different.
in terms of ice time.
Maybe
and
not
whatnot.
though. Maybe those guys that aren't getting like maybe Mete, maybe Bennett don't have a good personality in the dressing room either. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
It's two sides to every story.
There
Yeah.
is 100%.
Player wants out. I usually don't question why. I just don't really care.
Yeah, it's just like okay, see if you can get
it's a
something
fact
for them.
or a report. It's just like this is a thing that's out there, and yeah,
If
you
they
don't
want
really
out, they're not going to be
dive deeper.
performing to their what they're supposed to be doing anyways. So it might as well get something good out of them.
And what I'm sort of thinking is, again, if you're feeling crummy about your situation, at least you can feel crummy, but I enjoy being with my teammates. Justin Hall went through it. Justin Hall sat like 70 plus games under Babcock, and look at him now.
Yeah, that's Babcock.
But but I guess he had a good attitude about it. Justin Hall stuck with it. He was with the team. He wasn't isolated in his room.
Working for the Leafs is a lot better than working for a lot of other teams in the NHL.
I'm sure there's a lot of truth behind that too, but watching a team from the press box it still sucks.
Yeah, I get it. Still sucks.
I still suck. I'd assume I would love to watch from the press box. That'd be cool.
Yeah, can I get some season tickets to those press boxes?
The press boxes. Yep. There was also, there's a ton of stories coming out of the NHL this week. The Pittsburgh Penguins, Jim Rutherford, their GM.
I didn't read into this at all. So I have
how
no clue.
many? I didn't read too much into it as well, but I just think him coming out and saying, "Hey, I out of the blue and resigning." I think that was a little. It sort of perked my ears because hey, this guy's won. Like, first of all, it's the middle of the season.
Did he just look forward and is like, oh shit, this team's gonna be bad in a couple years?
But
I don't want to deal with this.
And at any point in time over the past 2 years, he could have done that. He could have done that at any point. Why now?
Oh, COVID.
I don't know.
Doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe something else happened in the dressing
I don't care
room.
why somebody quits their job.
Yeah.
It's not my business.
I think it's interesting
Maybe
that
he's got maybe someone's sick in the family.
Yeah, maybe
He doesn't want to tell people. Maybe he's sick.
It's like all those people who
knows?
shat on Tuukka Rask for leaving the bubble last year before they found out the real story.
Yeah. Well, that was just probably Boston being angry.
Yeah, no.
You don't know why the guy resigned.
No, but
I don't ask questions why people quit their jobs.
I also didn't read into
Same
it. So
thing you're asking. It's like the same thing you're saying about players might ask for trades and stuff like that.
there could be one guy on the team that
Yeah,
is
you don't know
really
what's going
fucking
on in
with
his
them.
head during this time.
no.
Yeah.
But there are
That's why I don't
reports
ask
coming
questions.
out. There are reports coming out as well that it was surrounding a trade that he had lined up with Chris Letang involved, and
Oh yeah, and then the ownership didn't want him trading.
the philosophical differences in in ownership, like for example, keeping Letang and Crosby and Malkin and having them retire as Penguins, and Jim Rutherford sort of having a different direction for the team and trading for assets that, to be honest, the Pittsburgh Penguins desperately need. They don't have a system.
Those reasons, good on him.
Yeah, he's standing up for himself basically at that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's also standing up. Hey, if you want to make me do something that I don't believe in,
I fuck it. Okay, go for it. You guys do it.
So I think it's interesting. How many years are left on Letang's deal? I know Malkin's got 2 years left.
Whatever.
And also, like, I don't like the business side of hockey. Doesn't really fascinate me that much.
No, I don't really care. I don't say that I don't care. I couldn't probably name like 3 GMs in the league though.
Jeez. I mean,
it's not that I don't like the GMs are. It's not that I don't care what goes on the business side and like, oh, the GM quit. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like,
okay, get another one
and fucking get the team going.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people chomping at the bit to be GM of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, like, there's a bunch of.
Who cares if he quits? The next
get
guy's
Pierre
got
Maguire,
Crosby and Malkin in his hands now.
Well,
he doesn't have to do anything with them though, except for try and re-sign them.
If this was the Arizona Coyotes, or if this was another, I don't want to just mention them, Florida Panthers, and name those teams that they kind of cycle guy. Even Edmonton, the Edmonton Oilers for a little bit were cycling through a whole bunch of GMs, but you're looking at a long-term, this guy's won 3 cups. This isn't a guy who just is off the street GM.
No, but
this is a guy that
he knows what he's doing.
That's what I mean.
That's the problem.
Knows what he's doing.
The ownership's trying to, I don't know, be the owners.
Yeah,
they're not.
And they
letting
do have the right to do that, but
they're not letting the GM do his job.
Yeah,
GM's looking out for the future of the team, not what the ownership wants.
You forget the owner is Mario Lemieux.
Mm-hmm, yeah, but you also forget that, like, hey, there's just that comes down to philosophy. There's different philosophies behind a team, and as soon as you're not aligned, then we saw it for decades in Toronto.
And it's usually not the guy who makes the most money.
It's not the guy fronting the money, putting up the money.
It's usually not the guy paying your check or signing your check.
So so this is actually interesting. So Crosby does have 5 years left on his deal. Malkin has 2, and Letang has 2. So
Crosby, that puts Crosby to what, like 38 when his thing comes up, roughly
20 after the 2025 season. So he is 33 right now. So yeah, basically close. That
and Malkin,
he might have
Malkin's a year older.
Malkin is.
Yeah, this is probably the most value you can get at Letang was trading him this year because you have no idea what happens next year either.
Mark, that's sort of what I'm getting at. Yeah, so you have 2 years left in the deal. You're going to get him this year and next year.
Anybody could rate that as a rumor though.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Anybody could write anything as a rumor. There has been a decade of rumors about Malkin. It's just that interesting the timing is aligning on all these things.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And of course, hey, maybe he's the second oldest GM. There could be something going on. Absolutely. We don't want to speculate on that.
How old is he? Or was he? Or is he still alive? Is he?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
How old was he last year?
But you have a guy with a GM with Stanley Cup pedigree.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden it appears as though ownership nixed a trade involving one of these players, and he's like, you know what? If you're gonna have a hand on the steering wheel here, I can't do this job anymore. And hey, I respect him for stepping down, but I think it'll be.
But I don't care until the facts come
out. Let's go.
It's like reading Eklund.
Wow.
You know what? None of these are facts. I only care about facts.
I think a lot of, first of all, you're not wrong. However, I feel like a lot of people misread that stuff as potential facts.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm taking it to like the furthest level.
But
I'm just like,
look at them as ideas because.
Oh, Greg, trust
why
me,
not?
I do everything I read on.
I know, but a lot of people listening, Mark, actually believe it's like it's an E3. That means it's a fact.
I know, and people
all it means
this,
is
like,
it's coming. He has.
It's like source. This thing. It's like that doesn't mean it's a fact. It means it's a rumor that came from somebody else.
It's somebody that came from something.
Telephone. Like, I don't give a shit until the fact is out there.
It's fun
unless
to go
that guy
down
comes
rabbit hole.
It's an intriguing rumor for sure.
If he turns around and tells us exactly his reasoning, then that's when you believe.
Yeah, or when his like what was that thing that comes out after you like the big book you write a biography about
Yeah,
it comes
yeah,
out.
he'll
or
have
Oh,
something.
an autobiography?
Yeah.
Maybe. And he reveals their sources. But there's other insiders.
But
Where did this one come from? This one came from a Pittsburgh
probably the
radio
guy
source.
Yeah,
So
probably. It's the GM of Pittsburgh.
I just thought it was interesting that a lot of this stuff's coming out around the same time, and Pittsburgh is one of those teams that they've been as close to a dynasty as we've had in the National Hockey League over the past 10 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
10
fact
years,
that they won
okay.
a cup and like they won 2 early ones with Crosby, Malkin, and then they won a third one like 8 years later or something. 9 years
It's
later.
and 5 straight years at 100 points.
Yeah,
Well, they won the one in 09, and then they won the 2 back-to-back like 3 years ago. Or whatever
against
it
the
was.
Sharks and Predators.
yeah, they made it to the
Yeah.
cup back to back.
Yes,
and,
that was the
sorry.
hope.
They lost to Detroit and then
Yeah.
they beat
Well, that was
Detroit.
08, yeah.
With Fleury and net, that was exactly they did the thing, then they did the thing. So it's just the arc. We don't have to talk about it anymore. But the architect of that,
Yeah, I
suddenly
don't like
stepping
talking
aside.
about Pittsburgh either.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, Mark's butthurt because he's a Flyers fan and stuff
No,
like
I'm
that.
not butthurt. I like seeing that empire crumble.
Well,
Excellent.
Excellent.
I
He's
don't
like,
care
the
about
bomb
that
has been
team.
planted.
I don't care about the team really one way or the other. I was like, you know what? They're really good. I respect that the fact they've been so good for so long. Any other hockey stuff? Any fantasy stuff you guys wanted to talk about? Fantasy
The schedule looks a little.
Back to usual?
No, not back to usual, but
No,
it's a little
there's-
more spread out than last week. There's a couple more games on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sunday, there's still a bunch of games,
Okay.
but they're early before the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, so get those guys in.
Yeah, don't forget to do your
Dude.
lineups early that day.
Yeah, or do your Saturday Sunday lineups on
while you're doing
Saturday.
your pro line bets for football.
Yeah.
Mark, who did you add this week? Who's a good ad for you?
I picked up Jake Allen the Saturday game for Montreal.
Yep. And he did really well. He
He
had
did good. I picked up James Reimer yesterday on both my teams.
Carolina Hurricanes?
Yeah, he
'Cause
somehow beat
Mrazek's
Dallas
injured?
again. Mrazek's injured potentially long term.
and Carolina's playing
And Carolina's got Chicago and Columbus this week, so that's not a lot of goals against.
not high goal scoring teams.
Yeah.
So James Reimer, decent. He's one of the better backup goalies in the league.
Yep,
and
Carolina's one of the
good,
better
easy-
defensive team on the leagues. So
and nice easy schedule.
maybe
Hopefully.
a couple easy W's for sure.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I don't think I picked up anyone that good this week.
Drake Batherson was okay in the Banger League.
Ottawa.
Yeah.
I picked up Zadorov on the weekend, just for the hits.
Yeah, and I
Walks.
picked up Radko Gudas if you're looking for hits too. He gave me 8 hits or 9 hits in 2 games Saturday, Sunday.
So because the schedule is a little bit more spread out this week, you're gonna see
You can
it's gonna
have
be
you
easier
have
to
more
slot everybody
room.
in.
Yeah, you have more room to make moves. Like last week is like the days that there was games, my team was full. Like I have to drop someone and then make a spot on my roster for a
Chicago
Yeah, it's like
or Columbus player, yeah, because they played on those off days.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah, I
this
don't
one's a little
care.
bit more of a little bit more
there's a
spread out.
couple more games on the off days, as we'll call them.
Cool,
Yeah,
yeah.
and if you got guys on your COVID IR coming off or whatever.
Yeah, well,
don't
that's
worry
what it
about
was.
don't worry about adding your drop in.
Edler came off my IR on Monday, and he played Wednesday. So that was kind of a pickup.
And boost for the
Yeah,
Boston
Ovi
Bruins.
came back for me,
Pasternak's back too.
Is he?
Pasternak's back in the lineup.
When did he has he played yet?
Saturday.
Or
He played one game. He got an
Saturday.
assist on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Score. Guys
Yeah.
boost.
Yeah.
Boston.
And Boston.
You guys see the shit that happened in the Gulf on the weekend?
No, tell us about it.
So it when I first watched it, I was like, oh,
Which
fucking-
tournament was this?
whatever the tournament was this weekend at Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines Golf Course.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Torrey Pines.
Yeah,
we were
so
watching it
when I first saw it
yesterday.
happen because Patrick Reed doesn't have a great reputation in golf.
Oh yes, I did see this. Now that you mentioned
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So-
What's his reputation, Mark?
He's been caught cheating a couple times, kind of like has a bad reputation from college and shit like that.
Like golf cheating,
yeah,
not
he's
steroids
like,
cheating.
He's like
golf
if
cheating.
he's like the heel of like golf.
He's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
He's the villain.
Yeah, I think he's an exceptional golfer. Probably easily one of the best in the
Dr.
world.
Evil.
He's fucking an amazing golfer. But
Okay.
so he takes a shot. I think it was on 10, and he's already -4 on the round.
He was leading, or in
Yeah, he was already leading, and he was already -4 in the round. Takes a shot on 10, so I guess he didn't see where his ball landed.
Yep.
And he asks the people around him, "Did you see my ball bounce or land?" Because
Yep.
he thinks it's embedded.
So an embedded golf ball, for those people, I know a lot of people might not understand this, but
Is
straight
when your
up,
ball is basically cratered in the ground.
it didn't bounce. It just went straight into the ground and it's buried, and there's you
But
can't really
watching
hit
it live, you clearly see the ball hit the rough, probably bounce 3 feet in the air and just go into the grass. I don't like that rough was thick, so it like even if he does get a free drop,
it might look like it's embedded.
It's still a
Yeah.
bitch of a shot anyway when you drop it back in there.
Whereas if a
But
ball is embedded, it's just
I was like, oh,
because
because he picked it up without having a rules official around,
right,
as he was calling, but he picked it up before the rules official was there too.
touched it too early.
Yeah, but then he marked the tee there, but where the ball was, and he made the rules official look because he was like, look, it was there and embedded. Rules official was like, okay, you can drop your ball.
Right, but he did it after the fact.
He did after
the
the
rules
fact.
official showed up after.
Yeah, so like everybody, I was like, oh, he fucking cheated, just based on his reputation.
Yeah.
But then on 18 in the same round, McElroy basically did the same thing, but he did
Oh.
not call the rules official over. Oh, I'll put into this
Interesting.
too. Before Patrick Reed picked up his ball as well,
Yeah.
he alerted his playing partners that he was.
Oh, so yes, I did read that. Yeah, he
Yes.
alerted. He
Alerted
asked-
his playing partners that he was.
He didn't just do it. He
No.
sort of asked around,
Yeah.
caddy, and they have like a volunteer
Yes.
with them or something too.
Yeah.
There's
but
a number of people
Rory
that were...
did it too, but he never asked. Rory did the exact same thing, asked his playing partners,
But
Yeah.
he never called the rules official
but he never
over
calls
at
a
all.
rules official. Just did the
But
what
he
you
got
do
off scot-free
because he's Rory.
because of the reputation.
Because of exactly.
Interesting. I saw earlier...
I was like, oh, like, because I was like, and I didn't hear about the Rory thing till the next day when I was tuning into the pregame for the golf, and I was like, damn, now I kind of feel bad for like
Being a bitch to
because that was the Rory thing wasn't
thinking
a
bad
story.
about Matt
until
Reed.
the next day,
And you
and
only,
it wasn't live on TV.
and you only heard about it because you're watching golf specific. You were only watching the golf show. You
Yeah.
didn't see it on like the sports
Well, I
news.
saw the Patrick Reed thing basically happen live.
Mhm.
So I was like, yo, that's fuck. Because I'm like, the ball, I was like, how didn't you see his ball bounce? I'm also thinking, man, I've had bad shots and hit the rough. I don't even see where the fuck you went.
Yeah, or it could have just been a divot from it landing.
Yeah,
then
and there's no
rolling.
spectators or anything as well, too. So, like,
Yeah.
and not everybody's going to see everything. Because usually when the marshals, you can't even see the golf ball where it's going when you're watching it come off the tee. So if it lands behind you, you just hear it go.
You hear the sound.
And then,
You just hear the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you hear.
and if you don't hear it bounce again, then
You
you
see
just
someone
assume
fall
it.
over.
And if you don't hear it, no, but the thing is, though, if you don't hear it, like, go into the bounce, then you assume it didn't bounce.
yeah, you just hear a thud,
Yeah.
stick in the mud.
So I was like, I kind of felt bad for hating on Reed there.
But he did something earlier in that round too that I only saw this on
I didn't
Sports Center or whatever, but it was when he was in the bunker on his backswing. He was taking a few practice swings, and I guess as he was trying to line up to the ball,
he's flipping the sand?
he pushed the sand that was behind the ball away from the ball, which apparently you're not allowed to do.
No.
You can't.
Because he gives you a better angle to get underneath
Yeah,
the ball.
you can't remove, just like you can't remove grass from behind your ball.
Yeah.
You're in the rough. Let me just take some scissors.
I
and
didn't
cut
know,
down
but that's
this
what I mean.
rough.
Based on his
Let me
reputation, I
just
was like,
cut
fuck
this
cheater.
rough out around
Excuse
my
me,
ball.
sir. Let me take out this chainsaw and cut down this tree
Yeah,
that's in
that's
my
a
way.
slimy move. I do that when I play because I'm not good at golf.
I'll pick up
And-
my ball and
yeah,
move it.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
Guys,
care.
we don't give a fuck.
Ian and I this year, because of COVID, you like if
Couldn't
the ball
rake
was in
a
the bunker,
bunker.
you couldn't rake the bunker.
If it
so
was
Yeah,
if
you
it was
didn't
okay
really-
bunker,
we would just drop behind the bunker, so you still had to shoot it over the bunker.
Sure.
I'd still play it in the sand if the
it was a
sand
good
was
lot,
okay.
if the
but
sand
like
was okay, but-
a lot of the time you're in someone's footstep
Well,
or
Ian,
Yeah.
you like sandcastles though.
no, I was in the bunker.
I didn't
a lot.
know I didn't know Reed did that in the bunker. Fuck
I
him.
just saw that on Sports Center, Sports.
Yeah,
Network.
He's
that's
a damn
almost
good golfer,
worse.
but
Yeah.
like fuck.
So it was kind of like they were kind of like building their case against him, like you said. They
Yeah,
heel.
and then Rory did the same thing. I was like, oh, now I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, the general public is like, well, that guy's a cheater that won that tournament, I tell you. They're waving their hats and shaking their fists and yelling at a cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I thought it was like interesting, and it's also like, is it ironic that he also won the tournament?
Karma. What's going to
Karma?
happen to him now?
I don't know. He's won a Masters, so he doesn't really need any bad
No.
karma or anything.
No.
Like he's got all the karma he needs.
No, but I guess your reputation, like and I don't, in golf, you can't, I don't know how you shake that reputation. How
I
can
don't think you
how
can
can you be
ever
a
shake-
fair sport? How can you prove you're
You just
got to
be quiet and
After
not
you've
do
done it
anything
once,
for a
like,
long
Yeah.
Can
time
never-
though.
It's going to be like 10 years from now, it's like, oh, back in
No, he's still a
2000
cheater
and blah,
because he's,
because
like-
you cheated.
Yeah, everyone will still remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone still remembers Tiger cheating on his wife.
I remember her beating him with a golf club. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great South Park episode. Great South Park episode.
And there we go. Guys, anything else to add before we go to the stretch here?
No, that
Limber up. Okay, let's
Conor
go.
McGregor got knocked the fuck out last weekend.
Is that the? Yeah. I don't watch any of that, but I have seen the memes. I think I've watched UFC twice in my life, and they were both at baseball tournaments. We were chilling at Boston Pizza after, and it just happened to be on. It just was like I'm like, I don't know how. Like, people don't like sports I watch. I get it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you watched that barbaric thing. I'm like, I understand the technical aspect of it.
I love the technical aspect of UFC, but I don't find it exciting.
Yeah.
If I understood the technical and like the skills, like the skill and the fact that those guys take punches and kicks and shit to their body and withstand it is fucking phenomenal in my opinion. And the shape they're in and the fact that they can do flips and these crazy punches.
They do flips and shit.
Yeah.
Riding on a dolphin?
Man, imagine dolphin jousting with like guys on dolphins and they were jousting at the same time.
It's scuba gear because if and they go like the dolphins torpedo at each other under the water.
Yeah, like medieval times it meets marine land.
But no, we can't do that to the dolphins.
No,
animal cruelty.
Well, no, that like if you're jousting,
robotic dolphins.
But the horses. When you're jousting, the horses don't hit each other, man. The dolphins would pass by each other. It's the people on the dolphins.
Yeah, but you might hit a dolphin by accident.
Just the same way you hit a horse by accident?
Exactly.
I don't think the horses really get that injured in jousting. Have you ever been to medieval times, Ian?
Yeah, but
that's
I don't remember.
Greg. Ours is going to be real life.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah,
we're going to have casualties.
It's going to be...
Just make sure there's no sharks around.
Battle dolphin. Yo, imagine a shark comes up to a dolphin and has like a jousting pole. I don't think a shark would mess around with that.
Blood.
Yeah. Yeah, if you joust someone, they could start bleeding.
I mean,
and
I
then
suppose
sharks show up.
I didn't really expect to be doing this in the middle of the ocean. I was thinking more of a controlled environment, like an arena.
That's where they do UFC. They just do it on an island in the middle of the ocean.
Oh yeah, okay. You're right. You're right. UFC takes place on an island. UFC Island. Yep. Okay, enough of this. Let's go to the seventh inning stretch, guys. Well, it's Super Bowl week, so for the seventh inning stretch on this episode, let's do some.
It's my favorite week.
Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl commercial time.
Yeah. That's all you need to watch.
So here is
my Bulls are always super.
This is a bit of a different seventh inning stretch. So we're just gonna throw out some. I'm gonna throw out some things I just found on the internet, just kind of random Super Bowl bets, and then we're just gonna pick.
How many chicken wings Mark's gonna eat?
What's the over under?
12.
I don't know.
Well, fuck.
You can't I can't choose the over-under because then I'm going to be a bias compared to it. Because then I get to choose.
Okay, over-under.
I can set it to like 30 wings. And make myself supper for everybody who like chooses the under.
Over-under Mark chicken wings. Mark chicken wings would be like 9.5.
I already said 12.
I'm not going to eat half a chicken wing. You don't eat half a chicken wing.
Yeah, but that's the over-under. That's how an over-under works. It'd be over or under 9.5.
Oh.
That's how an over-under works.
I'm just going to eat 9.5.
That would be 10. That would be 10 chicken wings.
No, it'd be 9.5.
Okay, guys.
You would have had 10.
Coin toss.
Just didn't finish.
Coin toss is going to be heads or tails.
Yes. Oh.
Sideways.
Tails.
It'll be embedded.
I'm
taking heads. Just for jokes.
No, sideways. It's going to land sideways. It'll be embedded in the grass.
Minus 105 either way. I don't know if there's a bet for sideways for an embedded coin. First pass by Brady will be complete. What do you think?
Sure.
Maybe?
No, I think it's going to be intercepted.
Okay.
Let's say that. Which team will record the first sack?
I don't know which defense is better.
Can I call no sacks?
There'll be no sacks in the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Brady Mahomes.
Both teams' lines are so good. Mahomes might run himself into a sack. That's the only thing.
I guess if he
scrambles too much.
Well, if he scrambles at least 1 yard, then it counts as a rush.
Yeah, both teams' lines apparently are good. I might go with no sacks.
No sacks? 0 sacks.
What's that one on the line? Is that on the line?
I don't know. Chiefs is plus 115. I don't know if they had no sacks. I'm sure you could find that bet in Vegas, Mark. That would be something. You should do it. You should do it.
Put $5 in, whatever.
Will any scoring drive take less time than the national anthem?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Who's singing the national anthem?
That's a great question. The yes is 260, and the no is plus 175.
That doesn't include downtime, right? Like
no, just
play
a scoring
clock?
drive. Just a scoring drive.
Okay.
Any scoring drive in the game shorter than the anthem?
Will any scoring drive take less time than the national anthem?
I'm saying sure.
Yeah, man, scoring drives in the last 2 minutes happen so fast.
Or just any point in the game, it's like a minute and a half scoring drive. That would be
That's
shorter than the
doable.
national
Yeah.
anthem.
Doable.
Oh yeah, I think.
But
I
you know,
think there would be.
2-minute warning, like they get the ball with like 30 seconds left for like a field goal. A lot of teams can get the field goal with 30 seconds.
What else we got here? So the first Anheuser-Busch ad, will it be Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, or a Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer?
Bud.
Ian drinks Bud Light.
No, I don't.
What do you drink? What's the light drink you drink sometimes? Coors Light, sorry. Coors Light. I don't
Maybe?
fucking know.
That's not beer, that's water.
No, I drink that. Yeah, not
Mark,
very
pick one.
often.
What are my choices?
Bud or Michelob, Seltzer Lemonade, Ultra Organic Seltzer.
They all suck.
I know.
Which one's first?
Bud
Bud Light.
Michelob
I'm
Ultra.
Yeah. I would take.
Actually, no, Seltzer because it's the newest one. They're gonna
Oh, you
advertise
forgot
They're gonna
it.
push it hard.
I'm gonna say Bud Light. Just Bud Light.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. How about which ad will appear first? Doritos or Snickers?
Doritos.
Snickers. I'm gonna say Snickers just because.
Oh, Henry.
Will The Weeknd first be seen wearing sunglasses? This is an actual bet that you can bet on.
What?
Yes is -140 and no is +100.
I don't
Well-
know. Is he seen a lot wearing sunglasses? Then
apparently, yeah.
Is it gonna
sure.
be daytime in Florida when the Super Bowl's on?
No, it's gonna be evening.
Is it gonna be sunny?
But
It'll
hey,
be
you
evening
said
time.
first seen,
First seen wearing sunglasses.
Yes.
so yes, because they'll probably show him earlier in the day.
I think so. No, during the halftime
You didn't
show.
say that.
You didn't specify. I'll take you to court.
You go to Vegas and bet that. How many wardrobe changes will The Weeknd be making? Over under 0.5. The over is -270. The under
these are
is
stupid.
180. These are actual bets, man. I just pulled these off.
0.5?
Yeah, over because it's basically is he going to make a wardrobe change? Guys don't do that. I don't think they're going to. If it was a,
Oh,
if it was
during the actual show.
during the
he might
halftime
like
show.
take a jacket off or something. So yes. Fuck, I don't know.
He's not wearing a jacket in Florida.
He might have like one of those stylish things.
No, he's not doing it.
Is he the guy who sings about Coke all the time?
I don't
The
know.
Weeknd?
Yeah.
The Weeknd's the Canadian. He's from
Yeah,
Florida,
he sings about Coke all the time. Isn't he the guy who sings about I can't feel my face when I'm with you?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, he's just the guy who sings about Coke all the time.
Will the price for Bitcoin go up or down during the Super Bowl?
Up.
Up.
Yeah.
100% up.
Yeah, why not?
Up.
What color will the Gatorade shower be?
Oh, yellow.
Yellow is the yellow, green, and lime is +250. Oh, the lowest bet is orange, then red, then yellow, green.
Because the orange is going to be
clear
empty,
water,
'cause
blue,
it's the
purple is
best one.
+1000. I'm taking purple.
That's,
I think purple.
see, there's not going to be any orange left.
I think it's gonna be water.
The clear
It'll be
water
clear.
+800. Yeah, I got you. Well, these are some random Super Bowl bets I found on the internet just for fun. Because why the fuck not? Because Super Bowl.
Who's gonna win?
The Tom Brady Buccaneers or the Kansas City at Mahomes'? I think
Sure.
Kansas City goes 2 in a row.
Sure.
Sure, I'm gonna win because I won't watch it. I'm gonna be playing COD.
Yeah, probably same.
Okay, let's wrap up today's episode with a little bit of a Jays segment. They're still making some headlines after a pretty quiet winter. Everything seems to be picking up. We're getting closer and closer. It's February 1st. We're getting closer to those 3 words that warm us all up inside.
Summer? Beer?
Pitchers and catchers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I said that last week, Ian. You didn't learn shit.
Yeah,
No,
you
I'm sorry. I zone out as soon as you guys start talking about baseball.
Okay, but first, Dustin Pedroia announced his retirement today.
Okay.
So shout out Dustin Pedroia, second baseman, Boston Red Sox, longtime guy. Of all the Boston Red Sox, listen, we're here in Toronto. We
don't like Boston.
not really, but
I respect Pedroia. He's a hell
I
of a
respect the
second
crap out
baseman.
of Justin Pedroia. Like Ortiz, I'm like I respect him, but ugh. Same with like Manny Ramirez and those guys. I'm like ugh, whatever. But like Dustin Pedroia, who's like scrappy little guy, like yeah, you have to respect guys like that.
Yeah.
You know what his career batting average was?
No, I did not know he even retired. So
Just announced today, like this afternoon. 299 batting average.
It's okay. It's pretty
good
solid.
for him.
1,800 hits, 140 home runs. 4-time All-Star. AL Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player in 2007, and Silver Slugger Award in 2008. Four-time Gold Glove winner.
Yeah.
Defensive Player in the Year in 2013. Yeah, he's a guy. Congrats, Dustin Pedroia. Great career. Golf clap.
I have a button that does that, I think.
That'll help. That'll be. Mark, Jays made a signing.
Did they? Like right now?
No.
Oh, the Semyon guy?
Yeah, Marcus Semien.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
What do you think about him?
Well, he plays shortstop.
He's a natural shortstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a fantastic year,
down
2 years.
Last year.
Yeah.
But
it's the COVID bubble season.
Yeah, the
down.
COVID bubble season, so I rate that off for almost probably every player.
It's 2 months.
But the year before that, he was third in AL MVP voting.
Correct.
Which is pretty good.
Which is above Springer.
And then
he was only seventh.
before that, during his career, he was a pretty consistent, like, just hitter all around. Good average.
Yeah.
Well, like, average, a little bit of power. Guy got on base quite a bit.
Yeah, he's got a good OBP.
Yeah.
I saw that when I looked at his statings.
Over the course of his career, he has not been phenomenal offensively, but he did have a phenomenal offensive year in 2019.
He's an average player. He's great, but like average is good in baseball. That's what people like don't really like get. If you're an average baseball player, you were really fucking good.
If you're average consistently,
yeah.
As long as you're consistent, yeah.
But he has, from what it sounds like, plus glove. Defense.
Very plus glove.
Plus glove. So shortstop, that's above average defensively, which is exactly what the Jays needed, because I think we talked about this prior. That the Jays
makes way too many errors at shortstop.
Well, the Jays defense in general is atrocious. Yeah. Not their outfield. Their outfield's good. Their infield's a mess.
Ed and I were watching the fucking misplays yesterday. I didn't see this highlight, but did you see the highlight of Guerrero fucking trying to catch the fly ball at third base?
Yeah, he's playing in
Cuban League. He's going up, going to catch a fly ball. It's over his head, kind of like in no man's land towards left field. Overruns the ball and falls flat on his ass, and the ball lands probably 2 feet behind him.
And the shortstop's just standing there, staring at him, like a foot away. He could have caught it.
No, it's foul.
Oh, but like it was like a catchable third baseman.
It
easily
was
catchable
for third baseman.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, here's the thing. I don't want to. Because listen. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. has a phenomenal bat. Like that's going to keep him in the league for years. But I don't want to watch a guy play defense. I know I can play better defense than him. Like straight up. I play baseball. I don't play baseball at a crazy high level, but it's competitive. But like, I can play better defense than Vlad. I'm not like I say that like.
He might just have a stronger arm from third to first.
Oh, he does.
But that's it.
I will not dispute any of that. But like, guys, are you kidding me? The pop-ups.
So
it's
like
good.
just tracking the ball.
And he just like lay on the ground.
Maybe like 25 feet from third, 20 feet from third.
Not even.
Like the thing is, it would be funny if it happens like once in a while,
just
like
don't let it
once every
happen
2 years. But it's
season.
like, man, we saw this happen when he was playing first base. Like he would go to the second base side. He would go to his right. Like as a first baseman, stand at a spot, and if the ball's to your right, leave it. Because that's the second baseman's ball. You're going to be too far away from the base in order to get to the ball, stop, pick up the ball, and come back. The base runner's already beaten to the base. Or it's gonna fuck up your pitcher. Your pitcher's supposed to run to first base on every fucking ball now?
Yeah.
Like
now you're too tired to throw the next pitch.
Yeah.
Pitchers can't run. We also know that.
So Marcus Semien really gives them is he playing shortstop? I would be surprised if he wasn't their starting everyday shortstop. I would be shocked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
That would probably put Bo Bichette at second.
Well, you can't take his bat out of the lineup.
No, he stays in the lineup, but I'm assuming that basically it's those two guys up the middle.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm down with that. Who plays third? There's the argument to say Bichette over at third.
Biggio? Can Biggio play third?
Biggio can play third, yeah. I've heard the argument for...
Bichette or Biggio third.
I've heard Vladdy third maybe, but I mean, after that fiasco... They did say earlier this offseason or at the end of this past, the bubble season, the Buffalo season, the Buffalo Blue Jays, that they wanted Vladdy to start playing third base, which is why he's playing third base in the Dominican. Right. So depending on watching that, maybe, I don't know, like if that's a one-off, whatever, tripped on a shoelace, okay, like one thing, whatever.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's lost it in the lights, hopefully.
It's a much lighter environment down there too, in terms of, not super serious.
Yeah.
It's basically buddy-buddy and they televise it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have Biggio, you have Bichette, you have Vladdy, all like sort of in line to play third base, probably in that order. And then the problem is you just have a ton of guys on this team that are DHs and first baseman. Like Vladdy, Hernandez. What does Talas play? First. And Hernandez is basically a minus outfielder. You have him in the line. You have Teoscar.
You have his bat.
Teoscar Hernandez is probably going to be your 4-5 hitter.
Yeah. Well, Silver Slugger last year, right?
I'm not like we projected, but like
yeah, you don't know what's gonna happen.
But what I mean is he's good. He's in the heart of your lineup. You need him in the lineup one way or the other.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
His bat's too good.
His bat's too good. So
a lot of those bats are too good.
I don't think I've seen. It's been so long since we've seen a Jays team with an infield that is this much of a. It's like scrambled eggs. Like, where do you want to where do you want to put a guy?
I wouldn't say it's a bad set of scrambled eggs, though.
Man, scrambled eggs could be good, but
I like scrambled eggs.
I think you're gonna have to just put these guys in a position because I think are you gonna mess them up a little bit if you keep moving them around
too much?
Not really,
you could.
You have any reps you take in baseball, and you're not gonna fucking.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you're someone like Simeon or maybe Bichette's young enough, I feel like Vladdy, who doesn't have Vladdy, that messed him up.
Yeah, someone like him.
I think Biggio would be fine.
No.
Well, going from third to first is a big
and we'll
change.
put it on to those Bichette, Biggio, and Semyon. We'll call them more athletic players too.
Yes, more athletes.
But someone brought up that Vladdy lost a lot of weight recently. I don't know who it was.
Did you get a close up of him? Because I saw a picture that somebody posted.
Yeah, well,
still. But like I saw there's another picture I saw about a month ago. It's like, yo, this guy's lost a lot of weight, which he admitted that he needs. I
don't know when the misplay was. Like, it could have been early January. So like,
yeah, it could have been.
That's true. Yes, you didn't say it wasn't a live misplay. It was just a misplay.
No, yeah, it was
on
just
replay.
It
was like 12 o'clock last night. We were just watching.
There you go. So I think it'd be interesting to see what happens with the infield, but I'm glad they got somebody defensively because without a doubt, that was the worst defensive Jays team I remember ever seeing ever.
Oh God.
Ever.
And they did okay.
They did okay.
And we've been graced with good Jays defensive teams in the bad years.
You know who Jays fans never appreciated enough? Justin Smoke.
Oh God.
I
did. That guy ate baseballs for breakfast at first base.
I would say, like, just by watching the average, and I would say, but like below average first baseman around the Major League Baseball, like maybe once every week, once every series, they don't scoop a ball, but that's maybe it's short hops, it skips, it's a quick play from one of the further from the left side, third baseman, shortstop, go into the gap. They just got a run and gun on the fly.
Yeah.
First baseman like Justin Smoke scoops it up, vacuums it up, no problem at all. Boys are off the diamond, back to the sticks we go. And then, but you see some of those below average first basemen, they're still on the diamond because it wasn't a throw that like you blame them for, but they can't remedy those errors.
Yeah,
exactly. It's
a first baseman has to get those ones.
It's a luxury.
No, it's a luxury. It's not that they have to get them. It's a luxury when they get them.
When they get them all,
it's because the reason why it's such a luxury, the biggest luxury, is that your pitcher doesn't have to throw an extra pitches.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have an extra guy on base,
and you don't have to. That's one spot in the lineup again.
Exactly.
You guys are starting at bat again, as opposed
it's
to
extra pitches
getting
for
it
your
out.
pitchers. That's especially later in the game when your pitcher's tired or you got relief pitchers in.
Well, that's an interesting thing you mentioned that because I hear a lot of the discussion online being around you're not really going to help. A poor defense isn't going to help your team's ERA simply from a defensive perspective. But then, like you said, it's not going to help your team, your pitcher's ERA if they're also throwing more pitches. They have to pitch to one more guy a game if there's an error.
Yeah, and the next guy could hit a home run and then boop.
But it's not just that they're pitching to one more guy. They're pitching to one more guy with a guy on base.
Yeah, that's true.
They got to change from the wind up to the right, to the stretch, for example.
Yeah.
Or they got to go to the bullpen that much sooner, or they turn the lineup over that much sooner, or the next guy gets a hit and now you have a guy in scoring position, or walk, or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. So
errors are bad. Okay.
Errors are bad, but they like when just shoring up your defense a little bit, just getting your defense that much better. You're plugging in an all-star. Like we said 2 years ago, in the last full season, Semyon was third overall. MVP candidate, and George Springer, I believe, was 7th. So, and we just added those guys for nothing.
Well,
Plop.
for
Well, for money.
$43 million or something.
I'm not with Rogers.
I'm not paying it.
Are you with Rogers, Ian?
Yeah.
You are paying for it. Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, Ian. Hey, and you're the one. Oh, I'm not going to listen. And you're the one supporting the team out of the most of us.
Hey, Ian, I hope you pay more for your Rogers bill. Imagine George Springer just shows up on your bill. Just like George Springer adds 6 cents.
Just a charge.
Yeah, just
Surplus charge.
just a billing
Blue
fee.
Jays.
Oh my gosh. And then I think the outfield, it seems as
Honestly, I
though...
wouldn't even be mad.
No, not really. I mean,
6
as long
cents
as...
isn't
Like,
a
give me a
lot.
stock,
I wouldn't
too.
even notice.
Here's some stitches of baseball he hit once.
I'll pay that 6 cents to George Springer if you give me one stock.
When share...
Yeah.
A
Okay.
share of Rogers, I think it's like $60, I think, today. I was talking about today. I heard him talk about today. Oh, and in the outfield, it's almost like Grichuk's sort of the odd man out in terms of not just in terms of the batting order because it's so deep, but in the outfield too. Like you have 4 now. Granted, how often in a 162, assuming that's what they're playing, game regular season?
Will someone play the whole season?
Get hurt.
Yeah, it's almost never. So
Somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah,
it's
not
baseball.
it's not-
It happens.
It's not a bad thing to have
This is
extra.
why you're allowed so many players on your team.
yeah, it's just man. I think they're starting to. It's a really good problem for them to have now. Yeah, and if you're putting together,
You mean
this
good
lineup-
baseball team has too many good players?
Too many good things. Let's get rid of
Oh
one.
my god! What a shocker!
Like
You mean
it.
all the other teams that win the World Series had a lot of really good players sitting on their bench too?
Surprise!
Ooh! I am in shock.
I know. Yeah.
As long as they don't pull a Nashville Predators and trade them because they have too much of it.
Oh, you know what the Jays should do? The Jays should play 6 outfielders because they have lots of them. 6 outfielders.
Great, I don't think baseball works that way.
Tampa had played 4.
Yeah.
I was kidding about 6, but the 4 was actually kind of, well, we did bring that up in that way back then.
If
Yeah.
there's 6 out, you have nobody playing the infield. You just have
Smart.
a first baseman.
That's all you need.
Shush. Stop it. Yes. How many?
Or what, is your catcher playing outfield? You just have no cat. Sorry,
catcher. Hey, Umpy, throw that back.
Oh fuck. And hey, the Jays did make a trade. They got a pitcher. They got a starting pitcher, Steven Matz.
Oh, from the New York.
How do you trade away Matz when you're the Mets?
From the Mets.
What the fuck are you doing?
Some good wordplay.
Yeah, you jerks. But we got him. For Sean Reed Foley, Yenzi Diaz, and Josh.
Foley?
No.
You wrote it down and you can't even
Winkowski,
read it.
Josh Winkowski. But
Okay.
I don't know. I knew who Reed Foley was, and he was...
Reed Foley has been a prospect for the past millennia.
I don't know.
Holy
I
shit.
feel like he's just been there, and he hasn't done anything special.
I think it's just to be fair to him, just to change his scenery, I think is what he needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody who's listened to Jays talk, etc., over the past handful of years, Sean Reed Foley has been brought up. Not every day, but
Every season for sure.
well, on a regular basis. He's a recurring name, a guy that has been in the Jays pipeline, right-handed pitcher. Hasn't turned in anything, but maybe a change of scenery will do him good. The other 2 guys, Diaz and Winkowski, they're projected to be bullpen guys from what I've read. So basically, the Jays are trading 3 bullpen arms for a guy who could be in the starting rotation, maybe pencils in. Steven Matz, maybe he's the 5th starter. Gives him better starting depth.
Oh, I thought he was like a middle starter guy. I didn't know he was not that good.
I looked at his numbers, and I'm like, not the greatest.
No.
No, I don't know if you know
Depth is
anything about
always
him.
Yeah.
He's had a couple good years.
Well, like you said,
He had a couple okay
someone's
years.
probably going to get injured. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just trust the fucking system. I always have. I just trust Pete Walker
That's it.
that he's going to do a good job with it.
Team's
and
looking
I
good
just
right now.
Believe in Shapiro and Atkins and
Well,
It's too bad the NHL season's going to go so much later this year. Like, it's going to be so much overlap of like baseball and hockey all
oh my
the
god,
time.
you mean there's going to be too many sports on here?
Yes, because I can't
things at
watch them
once.
all at the
Yes,
same
too many. We
time.
should buy all the
Oh.
TVs from Best Buy. Maybe we'll get free ones.
yes.
Oh.
That would be good. I think I don't know anything about him. I just think it's interesting that they're adding to their starting rotation. I'm glad they're like trying to address it because it's
Well, they definitely know they need more pitching.
yeah, you need some more
Just
consistent innings.
Doing it the most
and maybe
best way
it's
possible.
it could just be a change of scenery for everyone involved. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, there you go. I just think I'm really excited to see what this what the Jays infield looks like and what their batting order turns into, because it's starting to look really.
They have lots of pieces. It's nice.
Yeah, it's starting
I'm
to
just
look.
waiting for the season to start. I'm in no rush.
When spring training normally start? March.
Pitchers and catchers, Ian. Remember those 3 words that you forgot about like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, March.
Parks and Rec is on Netflix now.
Is it actually up there now? Because you
No,
checked
I looked
last night.
for it again this morning and it wasn't there. And I went on Twitter and now everybody's like, "Oh, it's on Netflix now." And I'm like, "But it's not on mine."
Okay, is it on the Canadian one?
It should be February 1st.
Well, it was on the American one before. So.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there you go. Mark's not going to be watching anything. It's been caught in Parks and Rec.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
No, I've seen Parks and Rec
And?
like fucking 15 times.
I was going to say something else about the Blue Jays, but I can't remember what it was.
That's
at
cool.
this point. Oh, okay. So remember,
They're not actually blue
remember
when
when
they were the red jerseys.
the Leafs were that year that they started to get good with like the neat with Matthews, they signed Tavares, they had Marner, Nylander, Kadri, whatever, and we're like, it's actually going to be fun just for shits and giggles to like sit down. Remember how we did lines? It's like it'd actually be fun to like do line combinations. It's finally with the Jays. It's finally getting fun to like,
What's our batting order?
exactly. It's you know what I mean? Like sit down and just like sit around, because that's basically what we're doing here. Having a beer, shooting the shit, and basically doing a batting order or doing a lineup card or whatever. So it's finally fun to like. It's like, this is stacked. It'll be fun to do this. This is what it could look like against left-handed pitching. This is what it could look like against right-handed pitching. It'll be fun to do that again. So, hey, there we go. Jays news, boys. Anything else to add before we wrap?
No.
Oh, okay.
My toes are cold.
Brisk. Okay. Well, last bit of play here. What do you guys think of that move, that Texier move, Columbus Blue Jackets?
Who tried? Svechnikov tried to do it yesterday in the Carolina
Did it work?
Dallas game. No.
Didn't work?
No, Khudobin was laughing though.
Oh,
After
good. I'm glad Khudobin thought it was funny. What do you guys call it? I guess it's a pizza in the oven. It's like a shuffleboard.
Yeah, shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard
shot for
But
sure.
it kind of reminded me of him putting a piece of pizza in the oven. Like,
did he mean to do it?
yeah.
Yeah, he definitely meant to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get going with enough momentum, just a little of a wrist flick. If the problem is,
Well, the goalie opened up perfectly for it.
if you go 5-hole and the goalie stops you, you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, Svechnikov looks so stupid. Like, Khudobin didn't even move. Like, he kind of
it's
fucked
like he
up
knew
doing
he
it.
was gonna try
like,
it.
He didn't get his stick on it, so it just like went. Like Khudobin just like basically just pushed the puck away.
Oh my god! And then LOL.
Carolina still won in the shootout, but
the new thing. All right,
I was
guys.
like, oh, you tried it. Cool. It's like of all people, it would be Svech.
Yeah. That's
Cheers,
it.
guys. Yep. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter @DraftInHand.